General, welcome to the Voice of America. It's an honor for us to have you here. And I just wanted to start with the latest. And I know you just were in London in the UK talking about the new steps or just kind of supporting the decision that was made during the NATO summit in Warsaw. I just wanted to hear about the news. What is the latest about that, about British soldiers being stationed in Estonia?
Well, actually, I was not there only for that. I had an official visit. We have had a very long relationship with UK, especially with military. We were working together in Helmand province for more than 10 years. And now as the decision was made that NATO will have enhanced forward presence in the Baltic states, UK has applied for being the country who would come to Estonia. We right now are working out the details, but yes, the first after next year, the British battle group will be in Estonia stationed for permanently, but they will rotate every 6 months.
And this is going to be just the British presence there?
We are discussing with some other countries who would be part of it. There's discussions with the Danes and the French who will, but the main portion will be a British battalion, and so we are very happy about that development.
Your assessment of the defense capabilities now with this new arrangement?
Well, the main point is that Estonia is a conscript-based mobilization army. That means it takes time to mobilize the force, and we have only one battalion under permanent readiness and operational permanent readiness, and having another one with a strong battalion and the permanent readiness, that is what I was talking about. But Estonian Armed Forces, 25,000 people altogether, and we are investing 2% of the GDP, even more. Last week's governmental decision was to invest 2.18% into defense. That means that everything which has to do with the host nation support to the troops who are coming, allied troops who are coming to Estonia, will be added to the budget. So we'll get more new infrastructure for the troops and so on.
So that was my next question, actually, the budget of 2017. It's less than 1%, but this is still increase. I mean, less than 1% increase, right? It used to be 2%. Now it's 2.18. Do I understand correctly? So, there was a discussion of how to convince Estonian people and Estonian population that the defense spending is valuable and valid. Do you think this discussion is progressing in the right direction?
We don't have any discussion on that. We have a broad support to the 2%. All the parliamentary parties are supporting the 2% allocation for defense. Some parties even discussed about increasing the budget to 3%. It was a discussion as well. We have 95% of people supporting the defense expenditures right now, as they are. And the 2% is agreed, and everything on the top will be going only to facilitate their enhanced forward presence. So we are planning our own defense capabilities development based on 2% of the GDP, which gives us significant permanent increase in the budget every year. I mean, the next year's budget will be significantly bigger than the last year's budget because of the increase of the GDP. So we will reach the 500 million hurdle next year.
And what are the plans for this money, allocating this money? Is there anything specific or just improving capabilities in general?
We are writing 10 years plan right now. This next year will be still on the last plan's capability development. We invest 40% of the money in the procurement. So we are lifting up the capabilities in different fields. The mechanized brigade will get the CV90s, which is their infantry fighting vehicles. We will procure self-propelled howitzers. We have bought already Javelin anti-tank missiles. We are procuring long-range anti-tank missiles as well. So this all procurement money goes to develop our conventional army capabilities. Our ships will get their modernization or upgrade for in the next coming 3 years. That's where the money goes to, and of course the Air Force improves their capabilities on the airfield in order to make sure that our allies have the best host nation support what the Air Force concerns.
There were a lot of concerns, and basically before the NATO summit and after the NATO summit, when the agreement was reached about these 4 rotational battalions in the Baltic countries and Poland, Russia reacted very unhappily, kind of, and they said that this is the threat to the security of Russia. What is your reaction on that, and how are you assessing the post-NATO summit developments in the region now?
I mean, Russia has remained aggressive. It has shown the world that she is able and willing to use conventional military power in order to achieve its political goals. We need to be cautious about it. We need to know that. We need to prepare ourselves. But I don't think it is somehow provoking. I'd rather say that if we would not have a US presence in the Baltic states, Poland or Bulgaria, Romania, that will be provoking, as the Ukrainians have not had enough exercises in the region, enough allied support. It was provoking to make steps which were not logical.
I will attempt one more quote from you, and you will tell me if it's accurate or not. But basically, at some point, I think you were quoted as saying that the war panic after the summit should subside. Do you think, I mean, first of all, do you think it is the case, the war panic was there, and how is it developing from
well, this whole topic of the defense was too much in the news after Ukraine. Everywhere, everybody was talking about it. I'd rather say we should calm down. There's no war in Estonia. It's a peaceful country, very developed, very modern, and it should remain that way. And the presence of Allied troops in Estonia is nothing special. I mean, the Brits and Americans have been in Germany for years. There are bases in Italy, there are bases in UK, and nobody is talking about it too much. I mean, that's a normal Allied behavior to have troops in each other's countries' bases. So I rather see that is as a normal development of NATO. We can do ourselves quite a bit, and we have invested a lot in our defense. But since being so small as we are, we need Allied support, Allied help, and that is now coming to Estonia, be it air policing or the enhanced forward presence.
On the practical level of the foreign soldiers being present on Estonian soil, what do you expect in terms of integration, and what is being done, and how local communities react to that?
Well, they are very happy, and they were waiting to see. We are building completely new barracks. They will have the same lodging as our conscript soldiers. They will have new infrastructure built specially for them, and I know that their local business people are preparing pubs which will serve this ugly, warm British beer and fish and chips, in order to make sure that they feel themselves comfortable.
So you think the economy is going to benefit as well? The local economy, probably.
I guess not that much, and it's not that big, but I think people are waiting that, and they are happy about it.
In terms of security concerns, now all these developments, and obviously you appreciate them and welcome them, but what are the major security concerns that Estonia and maybe other Baltic states have right now? Well,
I think that is the concern which everybody in the world right now has. That the world is getting crazy. I mean, Russia's behavior against their neighbors is unpredictable. Opportunistic. We don't know what to expect from them, and they, as I said, have shown that they are willing and capable to use conventional military power against their neighbors. So that is one concern. The other concern is everything what is happening in the Middle East. I mean, the whole issue of ISIL, Daesh, but not only. Sahel, Africa. That's all big challenge for Europe. Europe's decision makers because of the refugee flow and so on. That's the second problem. And of course, everything what is happening in cyberspace. It's a very new thing. We don't know. We really don't know how far it can go. I have always compared the current situation in the cyberspace with the airspace in early 20th century, where the planes started to fly recce, then started to throw bombs or grenades down from, but nobody was expecting that we will land on the moon or fly to the space that time. So I think we are in the cyberspace somewhere where air power was in the early 20th century. We don't know what to expect from it.
Well, Estonia was attacked at some point from the cyberspace, and now there are incredible capabilities that are being built in Estonia, and the country is pioneering on so many levels when it comes to cyber. What can you say about defense in this matter? How cyber is supporting or helping defense, and how are you incorporating that in your work?
Well, I think important decision made in Warsaw was to declare cyberspace one of the domains of the warfare. Airspace, sea, the space, and cyberspace, and it is an equal domain of the warfare. We have to deal with it the same way we have to find the capabilities which can operate in the cyberspace. We have to defend ourselves, and we have to be able to use the offensive cyber in the future as well. And we need to talk about it. That is one of the options. If somebody attacks me, I need to be able to track back and kill the bad guys in the cyberspace the way we do it in the normal military conventional area.
When it comes to real space, missile defense and anti-missile shield that has been discussed for a long time, and here we have this not open but very close to open confrontation. There is Russia, Kaliningrad, and then there is Poland, where the whole launch was made earlier this year, and there are discussions obviously. What is your stand on that? What developments would you appreciate in that field, and how would you comment on the concerns from different sides on this matter?
Well, I think alliance altogether needs to do everything possible to defend their countries, and if their ballistic missile defense has been identified as a capability gap, we should invest in it and develop it to the level which gives assurance to the nations that even in the against the ballistic missiles that the alliance is defended. I mean, that's easy, and that's up to the nations to decide what they want and where they want to invest their procurement money. That is one of the areas. I mean, and nobody else can have anything, tell anything to us what we should do or we should not.
And on a practical level, what do you expect in this area? Do you think that there will be expansion of the shield in Eastern Europe, and how do you think Russia might react?
Well, I don't know what is Russian reaction. I mean, they always react aggressively against anything, but which NATO does. But it is not aimed against somebody. I mean, a defensive shield tells itself that it's to defend against something. So nobody should feel themselves threatened by defensive means of the NATO. So I don't see any big problems on there.
There are attempts now, not very successful obviously, to collaborate in, for instance, Syria, of Russia and the United States. The truce seems to not be going anywhere, but still there are talks about the necessity to collaborate when there is this common threat, refugee flow and terrorist threat. Do you see any kind of possibilities of collaborating with Russia on the military level regionally, or it's just it's too far-fetched?
Well, I would be the first one to go to have a dialogue with Russia if they would like to have a dialogue. But dialogue needs always two sides who want to talk to each other, and we have not had any possibilities to talk to Russia. I really hope that the NATO-Russia Council will be the format where the Russians will come and we could discuss the serious security challenges we have in the Baltic Sea or Black Sea between NATO and Russia. I mean, they're flying without the transponders, offensive flying in the airspace over the Baltic Sea is challenging for the civilian air traffic. I mean, the incidents from yesterday where the Russian bombers were flying close to the jet planes, transport planes of civil aviation, it is very dangerous. So we need to come to some dialogue. But as I said, dialogue needs two sides. And right now Russia is not interested in dialogue.
There were, as you mentioned, there were incidents in the airspace. There were the whole air policing mission that was very successful, was assessed as very successful. So how do you think this can be kind of how this work can be done in the airspace? Obviously, Russia is not reacting. Is there any means to convince? Is there any means to defend? What is being done to avoid?
Well, we need to call Russia's common sense, because if an air traffic accident will happen caused by the military planes and between the military and civil air traffic in the Baltic Sea, that will be bad for everybody, not only for us, that will be bad for Russia. So I'd rather call them to have a normal dialogue about it, normal classical diplomatic dialogue in the framework of NATO.
In the framework of NATO looking forward, how do you see collaboration developing? What do you see looking forward in the future?
With Russia?
With NATO, Baltic states being part of NATO.
Yeah,
what do you think is going to happen?
We are an integral part of NATO. We will take the responsibilities we have all around the world. The 360 degrees approach, as we say it in NATO. We have to deal with all threats together, and we should provide our capabilities to a common defense of the alliance. The ones to bigger things with the planes, the others like Estonia, small, will concentrate on some other capability areas. Cyber defense is one of our flagships. We have the Center of Excellence of Cyber Defense in Tallinn, which has 18 NATO's nations already participating. We are increasing that center. We try to find the common strategies to deal with in the cyberspace. And NATO, many NATO's nations have shown that they have an interest in the security and defense, because they have either stopped their decrease of the budget or increased their budget. The Baltic states now, other Baltic states are announcing that they will reach the 2% of the GDP allocated for defense in the coming couple of years, which is very positive for us. So, and we look forward to the cooperation between NATO and the Nordic countries. I mean, Finland and Sweden are very reliable partners of NATO, and the close relationship between Estonia and Finland will be improved by being a partner for NATO as well.
Will there be attempts to make them join?
No, I mean that's the decision of their people, and we are not pushing them there. But as long as they are not members, they still are members of the European Union, and we are working very close together with Sweden and Finland. We were part of their Swedish European battle group, together with the Finns, and we are right now with the Finnish troops together and Irish troops together in Lebanon already in the UN mission. So the very close cooperation is right now with Finland and Sweden.
Well, very good luck to you with all your endeavors, and we hope to see you here soon and hear about new projects and new successes in the area. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Voice of America is one of my favorite channels. Thank you.